Local bands and poets come together at Grand Valley State University to shed some light on something that students face with every day. I'm Stephanie Weinstein. More on this coming up.
More students are using technology in classrooms, but some local professors are telling us why that could be a big problem. I'm Mackenzie Thayton. That story coming up.
Going somewhere for spring break, it may cost you more.
Stick around, GV10 News starts right now. Good morning, Grand Valley. I'm Spencer Wheelock.
And I'm Martez Williams. Thanks for joining us. 3 bystanders and 1 security guard were shot outside a Grand Rapids bar. Police gave these details. They say a fight started inside the New Roosevelt bar around 2 a.m., then spread to the parking lot where a man pulled out a gun and shot 6 bullets, 4 hitting the victims. There were no life-threatening injuries. The suspect is described as a black male, around 25 years old, 5 foot 8 inches, and seen driving a gray Chevrolet Malibu or chocolate-colored Pontiac. If you have any information, contact the Grand Rapids Police.
It's an organization called To Write Love on Her Arms, and last week they hosted an event to raise awareness about depression, addiction, and even suicidal thoughts. Stephanie Weinstein says the goal was to bring hope to people who need help.
Mr. Mojo rising, gotta keep on rising, gotta keep on...
Poems, soothing tunes, and pictures of the past are all showcased at the event called Lyrics and Conversation. To Write Love on Her Arms member Jamie Barkowitz says the event allows people to ask questions and talk about personal stories.
I was diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD, when I was younger, and through that I had some struggles, specifically when I came to college. So I joined this organization my freshman year, and I loved it immediately.
According to the World Health Organization, 350 million people deal with depression. Associate Director of the GVSU Counseling Center, Wayne Kinsey, explains some of the signs of mental illness.
Whether the person is dropping hints about being suicidal. For example, something like, I really wonder what's the purpose of living, or I wonder what the meaning of my life is, or I feel like life is meaningless. Beginning to talk in a rather hopeless kind of a way.
Health experts also say depression is more likely if a family member has also struggled with it. Annie Parada says depression ran deep within her family, and she needed help with her transition to college.
It's really scary to think about, and this organization has helped me because I was diagnosed when I was 10 with OCD, and my mom was always there for me when every couple of months now I get overwhelmed and I just kind of break down. And it was scary going off to college thinking my mom's going to be 4 hours away.
After each performance, group members talk about the stigmas of suicide and how to find hope.
There is hope.
Organizer of the event, Liz Dalton, says that her organization tries to build a community that makes people feel comfortable talking about suicide, how to understand it, and how to cope. In Allendale, Michigan, I'm Stephanie Weinstein.
To Write Love on Her Arms is also a national nonprofit organization which tours the country informing people of treatment and recovery.
Should professors be able to take students' technology from out the class, and is it fair for them to take it from them?
Yeah, more and more we're seeing students who use cell phones or laptops in class, and it's not always for schoolwork. I sat down with some professors at Grand Valley and asked them what they thought about the trend. Alex Nestorenko teaches in the School of Communications at Grand Valley. When you walk into his classroom, the rule is all laptops, phones, tablets, and any other form of electronic gadget are turned off and put away.
Well, for the vast majority, it's not a problem. They're pretty responsible. I think it's always that 1, 2, 3 people who abuse the technology.
Nestorenko said he has seen how students who abuse laptops, phones, or tablets create a distraction for themselves and those around them. He isn't the only one who has this opinion. Jamal Ghassem teaches political science and Middle East studies. He rarely allows laptops or phones in his classroom.
But in my classes, I found that it is a huge source of distraction. So that's why I tried zero tolerance of allowing kind of laptops, especially in introductory courses.
When I spoke to students about their thoughts, the answers kind of varied. Some were happy that professors were telling students to put them away or even taking away cell phones, saying that they were distractions, but others were just annoyed they couldn't take their notes the way they usually do.
So is it fair to say that some students are angry?
Yeah, they feel like it's the student's job to learn, not the teacher's job to make sure that the students are doing what they're supposed to with their time.
Okay, thanks, Mackenzie.
Students on the hunt for jobs and internships attended GVSU's Winter Career Fair last week. The event at DeVos Place included over 150 employers. The companies included Domino's Pizza, Fifth Third Bank, and Spectrum Health. Students came dressed to impress with their resumes. The career fair lasted for more than 4 hours. And it was a great week to be in Grand Rapids for beer fans. These stories are coming up next.
The recent spike in gas prices may have put a brake on people's spring break plans. I'm Nick Geyer. I'll have a story for you coming up.
After a weekend full of sunny skies, it looks like West Michigan is in for a few more snow showers. I'm Derek Wolf. Weather is coming up.
Founders Brewing Company is going international. The Grand Rapids Brewery announced this week that their Centennial IPA will be shipping to Ontario, Canada in 2013. Founders will be also expanding their footprint in the States with plans to distribute to Texas, Maryland, and Florida. The brewery currently is undergoing a $26 million expansion to their facility in GR. Craft beer connoisseurs raised their glasses to Grand Rapids last Saturday. Grand Rapids celebrated the 2013 Winter Beer Festival at Fifth Third Ballpark. The event, now in its 16th year, reportedly sold out in record time, just 12 minutes. Grand Rapids was recently voted Beer City USA in an online poll. This year's Beer Fest features 625 craft beers. More than 1,400 attended.
Spring break is approaching and gas prices are rising. Michigan's gas prices jumped 9 cents last week, and Nick Geyer has more on what effect this will have on GVSU students and their spring break travels.
Spring break is one of the most popular travel times for students, but with high gas prices, it may lead to fewer travelers. At one Allendale gas station, gas is $3.86 per gallon, and some GVSU students are having second thoughts about traveling for spring break.
It would affect it quite a bit, so I wouldn't go very far, wouldn't go as far as I normally would, and wouldn't travel as often as I would.
Michigan's average gas price is $3.90 per gallon, 18 cents higher than the national average. Even with high gas prices, some students say they're still going to travel.
As for the gas prices, as bad as they are, it still would have been kind of all right since we all still have jobs, but it still would have hit us quite hard.
Our next stop is at this Family Fare Quick Stop. The price for unleaded here is $3.87 per gallon, a penny more than in Allendale. Still, students are not as eager to travel.
If I did have plans, I probably wouldn't be going anywhere far, I guess. I'd stay mostly in-state or either, go to Indiana, Illinois, somewhere around.
A little impact. I mean, I'm not driving too far, so it's not that big of a deal.
To help ease the pain at the pump, one student has an alternative.
Hey, we should switch to alternative energy if we're all complaining about gas prices.
GasBuddy.com predicts that prices will be over $4 per gallon by April. In Allendale, I'm Nick Geyer.
Speaking of spring break, what can we expect in weather as students leave campus? Derek Wolf is here to tell us about it. Derek?
Thanks, Spencer. We were spared from the elements over the weekend, but that unfortunately will not be the case over the next few days. As you get a good look at sunny Grand Rapids behind me, it's not going to stay that way. While conditions were ideal for some winter fun over the weekend in the low 40s, things will cool down a little bit over the next couple days. It's going to be ugly out there today as we've got a mixture of rain and some light snow showers coming in later tonight. As you can see in just a second here, we're going to look at, there we go, get a look at Michigan. As you can see, all around the state, temps right now hovering in the mid-30s. West Michigan, no different. Right now we're at 36 degrees. Expect that to drop to around 30 by tonight when we get some more of that snow coming in. For the most part, though, we will avoid the wrath of Winter Storm Rocky, which will be good. But unfortunately, we will be under a Winter Storm Watch tonight starting at 5 p.m. and ending tomorrow morning at 7, so make sure you stay safe out there. Now let's take a look at our current conditions and the 5-day forecast. Right now we're sitting at around 37 degrees with a rain and snow mixture with more snow showers on the way for tonight. Tomorrow will be more of the same with temps hovering around 35 degrees and more snow on the way. Skies will clear up a little bit before the weekend with temps dropping down to about 33 degrees by Friday. Then on Saturday and Sunday, it'll be chilly out there with another round of snow showers heading our way to finish up the weekend. So looks like we're going to have to deal with this winter weather for just a little bit longer, Spence.
I know it's unfortunate for us here, but a lot of students, they're going to warmer climates here in a couple of days for spring break, so they're the lucky ones, right?
Yeah, that's true. 3 days, 72 hours away from Florida for a lot of those kids, so that'll be fun.
I'll be in Allendale. Thanks, Derek.
Me too.
As February comes to an end, ski resorts are preparing for the final days of winter. Timber Ridge Ski Resort in Gobles held a ski and snowboard competition as part of their winter festival. Kids under the age of 14 put their skills to the test by doing tricks to impress the judges. 13-year-old Dark Comfort rode an hour from St. Joe to compete.
I saw it on the website and I just felt like it'd be good for me because I've never done one before, so I just decided to try it.
In total, 19 kids competed and a winner will be announced sometime this week. Guess who has the best attendance in Division II football? Stick around.
Not only did we see victories for Michigan and Red Wings fans, but this weekend in sports kicked off with a fiery bang. Literally. I'll tell you more coming up.
The GVSU football team missed the playoffs last season, but fans helped them win in a different way. For the second year in a row, Grand Valley has been crowned the NCAA Division II leader for football attendance. GVSU's average of 12,034 fans a game was nearly 1,000 more than the second-place finisher.
Obviously a great sense of pride that a number of people care about our program. We look at those type of things as very important to us, and we want to grow those. It means a lot to the university because we bring a lot of people to campus.
Athletic department staff added Grand Valley hopes to claim the title again next season with 7 home games scheduled to kick off at Lubber Stadium.
Elena Holland is here with us with more sports.
Thanks, Des. Good morning. It was an extra special victory for sophomore guard Trey Burke as he led the Wolverines to win against Illinois.
Burke for 3. Got it.
Scoring an unbelievable 26 points in Sunday's game, Burke joins the rankings of Michigan's very best as he reaches his 1,000th career point landmark. Achieving the feat in just 2 years, he's only the 7th sophomore in U of M's history to gain the honor. Junior Tim Hardaway Jr. and freshman Glenn Robinson III also contributed double-digit scores for the team with 13 and 10 points. It looked like trouble for the Wolverines at halftime, but with Illinois leading by 8 points. But after the break, Michigan picked up the pace and turned the game around in an exciting second half. They overcame the Fighting Illini lead and ended the game in a 71-58 win. Michigan hopes for triumph against Penn State this game next Wednesday. Now headed from court to ice, the Red Wings finally break their season-high 5-game losing streak this past Saturday night. Goalie Jimmy Howard claims 33 saves for the Wings' impressive first shutout of the season against Nashville. Drew Miller opened the scoring with the first point for Detroit in the first period. Thomas Tatar, Nicholas Cronwell, and Daniel Cleary also scored in the Jolius to end the game in a 4-0 victory. However, Coach Mike Babcock knows this confidence boost is not something to rely upon. He says the Wings have plenty of work to do to prove they're a playoff team. A sudden and jaw-dropping crash Saturday at the Daytona National Speedway leaves at least 28 fans injured, and some were children, and some are still in critical condition. The day before the Daytona 500, a terrifying end to the preliminary race. As Tony Suter is about to claim victory, Kyle Larson's car slammed into the fence that separates the track from the crowd. Larson's tire flew into the seating area, and his car was torn into pieces and his engine ablaze. Larson and the other 9 drivers involved are okay after the crash, but at least 14 fans were transported to hospitals.
It all happened so fast that we saw the wreck happening actually in turn 4, and then the car just literally explode right in front of us.
Despite the horrific night before, the Daytona 500 still went on as planned. Jimmy Johnson won the race, and Danica Patrick made history as the first woman to win the pole position, finished 8th.
Wow, so they had everything ready for the race the next day and no one else was injured?
Yeah, the crew worked overnight to clean up the course in time, and there was a few crashes, but no one was hurt this time, especially not the fans.
That's good.
The Grand Rapids Children's Museum will be playing host to a different crowd, adults. The museum is holding what's called a Symposium on Play this Friday to encourage grown-ups to channel their inner child and have some fun. Participants will have time to play and create art with items they work with every day like paper clips, markers, and Post-it notes. The event will be held in the Eberhard Center.
You have the chance to take a journey back to 1912 aboard the Titanic. That is at the Grand Rapids Public Museum, which is now hosting a Titanic artifact exhibit. Visitors received a replica boarding pass before they entered an exhibit about what was once the world's largest ship. This special showcase features more than artifacts recovered from the ship's debris. Each artifact in its room aims to recreate the compelling stories of the passengers. Before leaving, visitors can read the memorial wall to see if their passengers survived. The exhibit goes until July, and museum staff say that tickets in advance because they have been selling out.
How would you like to be a model for Grand Valley? GV is looking for students to sign up to be a part of upcoming photo shoots. News and Information Services wants students to sign up for photo shoots around campus in the warmer months. Photography coordinator Elizabeth Lanaw is eager to get students involved.
Do a lot of shoots during the summertime because the campus is the best looking during that time, and that's when students aren't really around. So when we're doing things on campus, such as like this shot was done in July, and there's no one walking around like that. So we need people on campus who would be available to walk around in shots or to sit at tables on campus, that sort of.
Coordinators say students should send a recent photo when they register on the campus website. And just so everyone knows, Tez and I will not be entering the model competition. We want other students to get a chance to win, so we will not be entering.
That's very Spencer.
So every student out there, you're welcome, okay? And that's going to do it for us here at GV10 News. I'm Spencer Wheelock.
And I'm Martez Williams. Stay classy, Grand Valley.